I gotta say that I am greatly disappointed in so many people in the Democratic Party who are completely failing to meet this moment. Like in any functioning government, and in response to what is going on right now, there would be regular calls for the marshals to arrest these people and begin prosecutions. Like, never mind the fact that the usual checks and balances are not being enacted because you have the other accomplices to the crimes, people also complicit, that are in charge of those checks and balances. Like, you have a criminal mafia-like leader, an authoritarian, who is completely in violation of the Constitution, has completely overstepped his authority at every single turn, including the act of taking the oath of office again. That was, in and of itself, illegal. And the Democrats, like Kamala Harris, should have put her foot down and said, listen, I can read the 14th Amendment, Clause 3, that says it is disqualifying by itself, by the plain text, that if you committed an act of insurrection, which Trump led and then later gave aid and comfort to insurrectionists and the other members of the Republican Party that took part in the planning and execution of that insurrection, let alone all the insurrectionists, that is a disqualifying event. He should not have been able to take the oath of office. She should have said, well, one of us is qualified to take office and the other is not. But since we have an inept two-party system that seems to serve the oligarchs, we have a problem. Hence why we don't see calls for the U.S. Marshals, or at least do some kind of amicus brief to the Supreme Court saying, listen, the people of the United States need another remedy, because what should be happening right now is impeachment hearings on a regular basis by the House, by the Senate. There is plenty of evidence, and then some, to convict Donald Trump and the full line of succession. The full line of succession. I'm leaving no one out. If there is evidence that they're doing their duties and they were not involved in these things, then fine, they get skipped. But for the ones that there's evidence, the people need a remedy. Like the DOJ is inverted. It is corrupt. They are going after their political enemies. They are killing people in the Caribbean as if they have the authority to do so. They do not. There is no legal authority to just summarily execute people in international waters. That is a crime by the international law, by international maritime laws as well. And the United States does not have that authority. Even if they say that those people they were drug traffickers, which I highly doubt, even then, there's still a process. You still normally do the boarding, and then you prosecute them in the courts. You don't just get to kill them. Like, there are so many things. It's literally like a mafia kind of system where they're personally profiting, and then you have the ICE Gestapo just violating people's due process rights, abusing people, hurting them, transporting them to other countries. Like, I'm on this thing, I've been on this thing over and over again, because I do not want neo-Nazis in our streets. These white supremacists, couldn't make it into the military, couldn't make it into the police forces or any other normal job where they would have some kind of authority to do some sort of law enforcement or whatever. This isn't law enforcement. It's not immigration enforcement. They have no right to grab U.S. citizens. They have no right to grab people that are following the process to become citizens or get asylum or what have you. This is not law and order. This is the state violating the laws in the United States, violating immigration law, violating international law. These people should be under arrest wherever the hell they show up. The second that there is an appearance that they are violating people's rights, they should be under arrest immediately. And I do not give a damn if people are going to sit there and try to say that these people have immunity. No, they don't, because they are only covered if they are following the law, if they are following the process, that they identify themselves, they let people know why they're being detained, they show a freaking warrant, Yes, they have to do these things. I don't care who is miseducating you on purpose. You are being miseducated. If you cannot read the Constitution, I suggest you, I don't know, you use AI to read it to you, or talk to somebody smarter than you, more educated than you, more literate than you, more media literate and more politically illiterate or literate, to talk to and explain it to you. Ignorance is not a defense here. And it's nuts. Like, we have military personnel, and I've been worried about this. I'm like, you guys are getting yourselves into hot water by following any of these orders that are likely unlawful, because you can be held accountable. Now we have guardsmen, like soldiers, looking this stuff up and saying, oh crap, like I need legal representation. I need to know if I can be prosecuted for this stuff. And you can. And I'm not sure about your command structure, because of the way our system works, like there's certain kinds of like immunity, perceived immunity anyway. Like, the problem is we don't really hold the powerful people, or the people that have a position of authority, we hardly ever hold them accountable for their actions. We always get the lower level people and call that justice, which I think that is the greatest freaking injustice there is, where you can put regular soldiers at risk when you give unlawful orders that are probably at times ambiguous, because these people are not legal experts. I think that system is BS. I think the accountability should start from the top. I understand that if people knowingly, Jesus Christ, stupid idiot, knowingly followed an unlawful order, well, get over then, dummy. If they knowingly followed an unlawful order, then yeah, like obviously, like killing people in international waters without authority whatsoever is obviously, it's a war crime. It's a crime against humanity. And yeah, you're probably going to be held accountable. Like, you're probably going to be spending the rest of your life, once this is prosecuted, at Leavenworth. And that's going to be your legacy. And I feel for you, but I don't think anybody should be serving this regime. I think anybody serving still has, they have a duty to engage in non-compliance and malicious compliance, meaning they muck up the works as much as they can, or they lie and say they did the things that they were told to do. It's a different time, unfortunately, and this is where we are. So I don't know, man. I think Democrats, if they want to serve the people, they should be demanding the arrests of everybody in this regime that is part of harming American citizens, harming people in international waters, harming the people of Gaza with this ongoing genocide. They should be screaming out that it's not legal to continue funding them and arming them by U.S. law and international law. Like, we have an obligation, once it is recognized as a genocide, we have a legal obligation to stop it, to end it. We should be calling for the arrests of that entire cabinet, and all people that are party to it. Like, I would argue that a lot of our officials in government are complicit with war crimes, and they should be prosecuted accordingly. And if you think I'm crazy for saying that, then you have a problem with the Constitution, you have a problem with international law, you have a problem with U.S. law, and you just have a problem with order and human rights in the first place. And I don't think you should be having discussion or any part of this discussion on this. Like, this is for serious adults that actually care about having a society that freaking functions. Not like this whole might makes right logic is, I don't know, anathema to humanity in general. Like, you don't understand where that leads. You don't. It's just total chaos. Like, just back to like caveman logic, like I have the bigger club, I win, haha. Good luck sleeping at night. Good luck being safe in that society, because there is always somebody who's smarter than you, who's more clever, and has figured out how to live in situations that are difficult. There are always people like that. You cannot win that battle. You have limited time. You won't have comfort. That is not a functioning society, ever. And I'm not making threats here. I'm just saying, I would rather have a collectivist endeavor to make society better. But we cannot do that if we have lawlessness in government. Like, some people have this weird philosophy that just because someone has authority, that means that they have unlimited authority to do whatever the hell they want to do. Like, that's what a lot of these people that still support Trump seem to think. Which means they don't believe in the Constitution, they don't believe in Bill of Rights, they don't believe in actual law, U.S. law, local law. They don't believe in any of that stuff. They're just like, I don't know, I don't like those people, so just do whatever you want to do to them. Be careful what you wish for, because eventually you end up on that list. The knife comes back at you. And that's not what I'm advocating for. I'm advocating directly against that. I'm advocating for actual civil society where we take care of everybody, which is totally possible. I'm going to illustrate that in a couple of videos in a little bit. And I'm going to tell you why you got programmed the way you did. And that's not your fault, but it is your fault if you are told differently and you don't choose to listen to them that are obviously advocating in your interests and other people's interests. None of this stuff is in anybody's interest. All of it leads to mass global suffering. Why would you vote for that? Who votes for that? Who votes for harming millions, if not billions of people and going, yeah, I made the right choice? Really? This isn't fun and games. This is real life. There are real consequences. Lots of people are hurting right now because a lot of people made a lot of bad decisions. And I'm not defending the Democrats. I'm directly saying a lot of them are not serving our interests and they need to be primary. They need to get out of office. Some of them actually need to be prosecuted in courts. That's all of the Republicans and the majority of the Democrats in leadership. And, you know, so other ones down the line, like if they have an AIPAC handler, they make my list for sure. If they're getting corporate money, like the insurance lobby, the oil lobby, the gun lobby, all those industries, the ones that make our farming industry be miserable for farmers to be able to keep their family farms. I'm looking at you, JD Vance, you asshole, trying to intentionally bankrupt people so they can have their properties and their businesses foreclosed on so you guys can invest with foreign interests too. Fuck you. This is corruption. This is criminal behavior. People are getting hurt right now, and the insurance premium issue death spiral is about to completely be nuclear level disaster for Americans, and people are going to die, and people voted for this. Listen, I wanted universal health care, which 32 out of 33 nations do some form of universal health care. They pay half or less than half and they get better care than we get. You cannot tell me that we can't do that if we have the political will. You can't tell me it's wishful thinking. It's me being naive. It's not. I'm not. That is the only way to go. Universal programs, actually having a government that serves the people, is the only way to go. Otherwise, we are screwed. If we let private interests, moneyed interests, control all this, we're done. We're done.